I'm Eddie.
And I'm Tom.
And you're in the cyber
zone.
zone.
And we kind of fucked that one all up. Oh.
What? We made it to another episode. It's a mixtape I made for Tom. No, I'm just joking. Welcome to episode 1 with Tom and Eddie, the Cyber Zone. You're in it. Welcome back. The first was the pilot. If you watched it, great. If you didn't finish it, are you really a friend? I would suggest not.
No, I wouldn't think so.
No. So welcome back. We're going to be doing episode 1 here. Ransomware and crypto. Ransomware and crypto, and how do they relate? And Tom was like, "Well, we couldn't have a clean intro. Why would we? It's the first, second episode. Get over it."
I mean, I think that's us, man. That we are unlike all these other shows that cut and all this other crap that they do for production value. Nah, not so much, man. We're raw. We like it raw, and we're straight to the point, brother.
Super raw. You don't want to catch Tom in the mountains, okay? So his truck is Jeepers Creepers. They call it. That's his nickname in his Jeep crew.
Unless you like skiing.
That's great. So it's been a while. It was we've been sticking to the recording once a month format. And when I say we've been doing that, we just started recording. This is our first actual episode. The first was a pilot. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting us, and try to stay to the end this time. Okay, that would be great. So
yeah, man. I mean, and we've got so much to talk about. Like, so much stuff has happened over the last month, whatever, since we recorded last. It's been a complete roller coaster ride of what's going on in the market, in the industry, and man, we're gonna have a fun one today.
Now, I wanted to drink this in respect for Tom.
Oh my God, zero sugar. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, not really that. Really more the Dr. Pepper. This is like the Appalachia. Like if you can't find Mountain Dew, and you want to get a little wild, it's a Thursday, you grab some pepper.
It's all about the Mountain Dew out here, brother. It's all about the Mountain Dew.
Yeah, but like I said, every now and then you get a little you like the dark stuff, right? So you get a little Dr. Pepper in you. Get a little pep in your step.
Then you go to Pepsi.
You go to Pepsi?
Then you go to Pepsi.
So you're just Jeff Gordon, just Pepsi products.
Yeah, man.
Jeff Gordon only. Okay. Wasn't he Pepsi? I think he was Pepsi.
I don't know, man. I wasn't. Believe it or not, as redneck as I am, I wasn't a big NASCAR fan. Yeah,
it's kind of bad when you have a Northeast Philadelphia guy talking about NASCAR with the Appalachia guy, and he's going, "Huh? Who's Jeff?"
Well, I mean, I know who Jeff Gordon is, asshole. I'm just saying.
You thought it was barbecue sauce. Admit it.
No. I know who Jeff Gordon is. I mean, I've never been like there's certain things, if I want to take a nap, and I'm probably going to get shot down for this, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
If it's a Sunday and I want to take a nap, NASCAR all day long, brother, because there's only so many left turns you can watch before you're just like, you know what I mean? So
Formula One, though. Formula One isn't.
You're
not allowed to like that as Americans, though. See, you wanted to cut it. Formula One, to me,
Formula One, man.
Did you like it? Okay, because I like it too, but I wasn't allowed, to growing up, unless you were talking about, I guess, Mario Andretti or whoever it was. But
yeah.
I love watching that because of the positioning and how they actually play with their teammates and how the pole position can. Oh my Lord!
My bad. Shit. Look at that. First snafu of the day. I'll mute that shit right now. You know what else I like to watch? Motorcycle racing.
Okay, what, like straight line or like actual course?
Yeah, the road course stuff, right? And so there's in the US it's called Moto America. Those are like, that's a world, there's like there's World Superbike, right? And those are the big boys. In the US that's not the equivalent, right? Because World Superbike is like fucking way, you got to be, but in the US it's called Moto America. And here in Virginia, in Southern Virginia, on the border of Virginia, North Carolina, there's a place called VIR, Virginia International Raceway. And so they have a Moto America stop down there. So a few years ago, I went for the last, I was there for 2 years in a row. Watching those guys, man, those guys are fucking nuts.
Going all the way to the knees on the ground, scraping,
dragging elbows and shit, man. They got some big old ball sacks, brother. I can't compete.
Bigger than me for sure. Yeah. Going a quarter mile, 12 seconds is in a car with 2 doors is enough, you know?
Yeah. Fuck it. I mean, that's how you live your life, right? Quarter mile at a time.
Hey, we're all family here, right? It's all about family, cuz. Hey, that's still viable shelf life on the meme there. So,
oh my gosh, that will never go away.
Have you seen the new movie, the new Fast?
No,
I haven't either.
I don't know. Like I was watching, I was watching somebody on the, you know, they go way the fuck out there on some of their movies, and so I was watching a little blip on the physics behind the magnet operation thing that they do on the show, and how completely unfucking realistic. I mean, there's unrealistic, and then there's the Fast and Furious, right? And the shit they come out with, and everybody's like, yeah, man,
it's gotten a little too much, you know.
Yeah, I think they're what the fuck they launch into space on this one.
And now it's like the WWE universe, retired universe, goes to space with Jeff Bezos in a
and the vibrator.
In the vibrator, yeah. It's like I can't really do it. Sometimes I just try to keep my head down because the world is what's supposed to be serious is a joke, and what's joke is serious. So,
man, that's why I stay, you know, try to stay in my lane and not worry or deal with a bunch of that bullshit because it ain't worth it.
No, you got to use some humor in your life, laugh, eat, you know, smile with your family, and hope you wake up the next morning and do it again. You know, that's
man.
Keep it simple.
Every day I wake up and put my feet on the floor is a great fucking day for me, man.
Yeah,
you know, what do they say? You're guaranteed 2 things in life: death and taxes.
Oh, talk about
I pay enough in fucking taxes, and I ain't ready to die yet. So
I just paid so much money just for the privilege to drive on the roads. I just paid almost $3,000 so I could drive to the airport sometimes or pick up milk. It's like, thank you so much, government. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, but you live. I mean, the tax area that you live in has got to be through the roof.
Well, in Las Vegas, that's the thing. There's no actual state income tax, so it's zero. So
they got to get it somehow.
I know, but it's like I literally didn't realize I was gonna have to take out a personal loan to register my car.
You know, and that's what I don't think people understand about states that don't have state income tax. They have to regenerate that revenue somehow.
Yeah,
in some way, and they're gonna get that money
one way
or another.
And you know, it's funny. I get penalized for having a nicer car, for having a newer, nicer car. So if you have an older, crappier car, you get to drive on the same roads for nothing, for pennies. I have to pay thousands to drive on the road. It's like, but whatever, it is what it is. You know, like Tom said, you have to pay somewhere or the other. And I was just telling my wife this today. Really, no matter where you live, you could talk about this, that, and the other. You got to find a few things that you connect to because really everywhere is going to get you one way or the other. It's how much are you getting for your getting? You know what I mean? Like,
man.
We're all going to be got, you know, for lack of a better vernacular. We're all going to be got. So might as well, you know, get where we want to get and fit in where we can because we're going to get got one way or the other. So in Pennsylvania, $35 to register your car, but it's 9% income tax, obviously, when you factor in Philadelphia and the state. So, okay, it's $35, you know, to go get your picture taken or register your car, but it's also a lot of money on your paycheck. And that's not to mention the borough taxes and the local taxes. And you start to look at your thing, whoa, who? What?
Yeah, man.
Do you have those where you're at? Do you have a few of those?
I mean, we have state tax.
But then you don't have some crazy random town Commonwealth tax.
Well, so one of the things that I've never been used to paying is a police tax and a firefighter tax.
Okay.
So you have to pay a fee to, I guess, utilize the police department or the fire department or some shit like that. So if my house burns down because I ain't paid that fucking fee, they're gonna let this bitch go up into flames. I don't know.
Well, before they dispatch, they actually take a look at the logs and they go, "Oh, he's current."
I guess so. I guess so. That bitch is in collections. We ain't going.
By the way, if you see something wrong with my eyes, I think I have a black tear duct. So it's really hard to see, but I'm subconscious of it. So I'm starting to have like a swelling of something. I don't know how. I thought infants get blocked here. I am an adult infant. I just wasn't aware of that.
Mentally, just not physically.
Well, apparently though, mind is beautiful is a powerful thing. So now not only am I mentally an infant, but now physically I'm turning back into one. So
I can't tell. But then, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, full
look,
disclosure. Well, yeah, I mean, but full disclosure, I'm not staring at your eyes. I mean, I'm not,
Okay. How do you think I got the job? I'm joking. So
we
listen,
don't talk about that.
Enough about death and taxes to start out a podcast here. Let's talk about cybersecurity.
We just went on a completely fucking different tangent altogether.
Yeah, people are all already gone, but whatever. We have a new audience. Welcome, new audience. We appreciate it. Hey, we're going to be talking about ransomware and crypto and how do they relate. And I was actually, how can you really turn on anything and not talk about ransomware and crypto? So almost sorry, but also again, let's, we're the professionals. So we are here to kind of confirm and dispel the myths. I'm still training Tom. He's still new in the industry. So if you're just up, he's real new. Okay. So.
Yeah, I mean, what last few months, I think.
Oh yeah, you're very new. But we appreciate everything you've done so far for the community.
Hey man, I take one for the team, brother. Take one for the team.
So ransomware and crypto. So you probably think folks just use the thing that people are talking about that we still don't understand, which is called Bitcoin. But there's really tons of coins, and they all kind of do serve different functions. So you may know about Bitcoin, but do you know about Monero? And what would the difference be? And why do folks use these methods of payment versus others? So what do you think, Tom? Where should we start on this one? I mean, because it's really,
the bad thing is it's such a wide open space. I mean, and I think other than Bitcoin and Monero and all those guys, the recent one that's coming up is Dogecoin. Like fucking
joke coin.
Tesla, what's his name?
Yeah. Elon Musk.
There you go. He keeps talking about Dogecoin.
Ponzi. These are electronic Ponzi schemes.
Absolutely, man.
It's literally. I'm like, so Bernie Madoff and his family, they have to kill themselves or like move to remote places of the world for doing the just physical form of what's happening. But now, if you're an influencer or you're what's his name, Mark Cuban. If you have a basketball team, it's okay. You can go ahead and just take people's money, and then literally built into the code is they say, oh well, you can't sell off anything. It's built into the code, but right before it goes public, and everything's stacked and everyone's bought in, the secret private network of people, the a la carte chosen ones, then all of a sudden that code has been changed to you can do it within 24 hours, and now you find it opens, it goes up, everyone sells inside, everyone gets in, and then it bottoms out. Dogecoin even went up 9x. And now it's back down to 1.5 from its original value.
Yeah.
So it's really just the rich or intelligent, or I don't know what you want to call it. There's a side of folks who are using this to leverage folks, take money, take it back out, leverage. And that's just separate from ransomware.
Yeah. But I think that's, when we get into stuff like that, I mean, and look, I'm going to talk about, stock market and shit like that. And by no means am I anywhere close to having an inkling of an idea on the stock market. But I think I think you can play cryptocurrency the same way as the stock market, right? Because the ebb and flow of the stock market, boom, 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 boom. You're either shit hot or you fucking lost your house. So and the same thing goes with cryptocurrency. I mean, look at how vulnerable cryptocurrency is in the market. It goes up, it goes down. You make a lot of money, you sell, right? Just like a fucking stock, right? You put in, you buy low. When the currency gets up, you fucking sell high, right?
What happens when the exchange closes and they have a third of the volume in the world, and that exchange all of a sudden in 24 hours poof vanishes? And unlike the stock market, there is no SEC, there's no Security Exchange Commission,
FDIC, none of that shit.
There's no acronym. There's no acronym. There's zero acronyms to help. So yeah, it's kind of like that, but think of the stock market. when it just started, where there would be no rules and there's no agencies, and you're just allowed to ruin the lives of poor people 100% without any checks or balances.
Yeah.
And
That's cryptocurrency.
That's cryptocurrency.
That's cryptocurrency.
That's cryptocurrency. So because listen, it's the guy working hard. He's working at Pet Boys, making $686 after working 50 hours, really busting butt. Okay. Take maybe an extra $100 thinking, hey, I got to do something for my family because I'm not going to get anywhere like this. Folks really think they're doing the right thing. They put the money in, and $100 aggregated over 100,000, a million other folks with poor wisdom, adds up to be a lot of money. And unlike the stock market, because there's no Security Exchange Commission or anything, no acronym, these folks can change the code within 24 hours and take all your money, and they're gone. And
I mean, what is I'm going to look up real quick. I'm going to see what's Bitcoin, what's the cost of Bitcoin right now?
Like 40,000 if I had to guess. And
you're close, brother. You're close. 39,513. So almost 40,000. So for one coin, one Bitcoin, it's damn 500 shy of 40 grand
for one fake nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like
for one fucking right. So yeah. So it's sad that people are relying so heavily on this. What's even sadder is the fact that this is what the bad guys utilize when they encrypt somebody.
It's crazy. Folks will invest in a Dogecoin, but they won't invest in your business, in your cousin's plumbing business, But they'll put $500 in Blowcoin, and just blow their money away. And literally put their money in these cryptocurrencies. It's an absolute joke in more ways than one that really are funding, human trafficking and drugs. I mean, I think it's almost 20%. And don't quote me. It's not like I'm a professional or in terms of statistical analysis, but I believe around 20% of the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in general, encompassing, has been touched by ransomware or dirty folks or black money. It's bad crime. So I mean, just like any money is, right? But that's how infiltrated it already is, because a lot of times people don't realize they're using these cryptocurrencies, and just like they would have laundered old money and put it and actually laundered it through restaurants or businesses or things, they put them through these electronic tumblers, and they actually pay these intermediaries. They pay folks that are just they just count your money, and then they wash it and they counterfeit it one way or the other and bring it back into the market. But they're just getting paid to commit these crimes, and it's happening over and over again. When you shut one down, there's already 1,000 others, because they don't need physical equipment. It's just a server. It's just a computer. I mean, and so that's what's scary, So they take the money in these ransomwares. They take that money and they'll wash it through as fast as they can. Even though Bitcoin is traceable, not like Monero, they still take it. And if they're smart, they'll put it through a tumbler immediately. However, the FBI still, you've seen in that last attack on DarkSide, they were successful in almost taking more than half of it.
Yeah, but I don't. I think some of these groups aren't. They think they're too good for their own. For their own good, right? The dark side, right? Oh, we're dark side. We're not going to be touched. Nothing's going to happen to us. But you look at a lot of these, and I think, don't quote me, but I believe the money stayed in the wallet that they originally paid the money into. And normally, if any of these guys have any stretch of wanting to move the money around, is it as soon as that money hits the wallet, within 5 minutes, it's to another wallet, and then to another wallet.
Nanoseconds, 2 to 5 minutes, you're dead.
And then it splits, and they split it, and they split it, and they split it, and they bring it back, and they do all these different things. I don't think that's what happened with the dark side hit on the pipeline. Well, obviously it didn't happen, because they were able to recover like 95% of it.
They were like, Vladimir, you didn't tumble the crypto, and he's like, I was driving my Lambo, it's like, what, dude? Vladimir, you had one job, and that's why you can't hire family or friends.
So I mean, that's it's very interesting to see the dynamics of this whole cryptocurrency thing. and it's definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I just wish I was smart enough to look. I mean, let's go real here. If I was smart enough to fully understand the cryptocurrency model way back when Bitcoin started and really started gaining traction, you damn right I would have put money into it.
I'm pissed off. I had money in 2013 and 14, and it was $200-300 when I was in. And I got out and thought I won a few bucks and da da da.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you motherfucker.
I know. Look at it now. 40 G's. You've cashed that bitch in. And again,
$120,000 you lose,
yeah. I mean, like that. I mean, again, it's not federally insured and good luck.
Stellar and XRP, these two other cryptos. I was in there in 2016 when they were like nano fractions of a penny. And I couldn't understand what was going on, but I knew that they were working with contracts, and I was aware of the strengths in one versus the other. And people thought I was nuts, but I wasn't talking about it when it was a fad. No one was talking about it. So it was actually really hard to grasp.
Yeah.
So, I turned $200 into like 400 or 500 in 30 days using nano. That it was like nano pennies. And I was like, wow, impressed. But now I look at it, I'm like, you motherfucker, like Ethereum, Stellar, XRP, Stellar Lumens, they all were, I had them in nano pennies, and now they're all dollars or thousands or more. And it's like, people don't realize it. There's a bunch of morons who have money they don't deserve that I deserve, but I was the real moron, and these supposed morons are the real winners. And look at me.
Yeah, man. Exactly. I mean, again, I shoot myself in the foot all the time. I'm like, you dumb motherfucker.
But now I have to talk shit about it because I'm not in, so I don't care.
Yeah. I hope all you motherfuckers burn.
Okay. Yeah. I want the whole motherfucker to burn now because I'm not in it. Then fuck it all, bro. And then
I hope Bitcoin crashes to $2.
I fucking hate it. I hope you guys find out it's Warren Buffett behind all of it.
but hey, if it drops to $2, guess who's buying it?
Me. You know who's really mad who didn't get AMC? Me.
Oh,
you got in?
Yeah.
You motherfucker.
I mean, I got in. I mean, I didn't get in real low, but I got in at a good point, and then I wound up making like $300 off of like 3 stocks.
You listening, Uncle Sam? You better fucking take notes.
No, I haven't pulled it out. Fuck him. I never pulled it out. It's still sitting in my E-Trade account. Looking for me to reinvest it.
Charles Schwab put it in Dogecoin, but he didn't pull out early, so lost everything.
Yeah,
I had a buddy. It went up to like 10 grand. He put 1,000 in, went up 10 grand, and then he didn't pull. He's like, "It's going to the moon." I'm like, "But bitch, it already went to the moon." So it can only go back down. And so now it went down to like 1.5, and now he's up $500-600. And I'm like, dude, you literally lost $9,000. How does that feel?
Oh man, that's gotta.
But if you sell all of it, but the thing is you're not supposed to sell all of it. You sell like half, or you sell a third. You got to have like a system, But if you sell none,
with AMC, man, I just fucking sold it all. I was just like,
oh yeah, I'm not
gonna. Look, dude, I'm an idiot when it comes to stocks. I don't understand it. I don't,
If it wasn't for the app, I wouldn't even be doing it,
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't for fucking Reddit, I wouldn't be doing any of this shit.
If it wasn't for the video game graphics where it looks like I'm scratching off and I win coins on Robinhood, then I wouldn't want to fucking do it anyway.
Oh man. No, I mean, but you look at cryptocurrency and that's, I mean, that in a nutshell, that's what it is. It's unsecured money.
Yeah, it's unsecured money. And it's funny, when it first came out, people thought it was so private that people in Silk Road, and they were like, yeah, we could just Bitcoin everything. And they thought it was completely untraceable. And it is anonymous, but anonymous doesn't mean untraceable. And that's what people need to realize. Anonymous just means anonymous to a certain extent in terms of visuals. Right. So people started to find out. People don't realize that FBI loves Bitcoin, which is why they allow it, in these rare terms of payment,
Well, but I think there for a while, Bitcoin really started getting or trying to get into mainstream, right? Because I think at some point, and Amazon still made Amazon you still may be able to use Bitcoin with Amazon. Let me look it up real quick. So, I mean, yeah, can you buy Bit? No, not buy it. Fucking, I don't want to buy it.
Buy it.
So this, so this says 2 days ago, Amazon denies plans to accept Bitcoin cryptocurrency as a payment option.
Yeah, because it's volatile. But when it was going up, everyone was taking it because they wanted to just
Yeah.
leverage you and take your money. But now that it's actually volatile, up, can't take it no more.
But what people don't understand is it's always been volatile.
Oh, of course.
It's unsecured. No one knows. Like you and I could build a computer, right? With 3 or 4 GPUs or graphics cards. Get these. What is the latest now? 3020, 3010. I don't know. Fuck it is. But
Whatever you can get.
yeah, whatever you can get, right? So build a computer with 3 or 4 GPUs in it. You can go online and hopefully you get the right miner.
Yeah.
Which I got a good story about that one, about fucking downloading a Bitcoin miner. But so you build a computer, you download a Bitcoin miner, and you sit there and what are you doing? Oh, you sit there and mine Bitcoin.
He's talking. Can you stop being so rude, Tom?
My bad.
I was trying to find the that thing. I thought it would, give you motivation in your speech.
Well, who's that? Is that Bezos's vibrator?
That's actually a Adam and Eve sponsored projectile.
Amazon.
Why are you laughing about Adam and Eve? I was talking about the biblical verse.
No, so was I.
But we got technology. We're just trying to figure out how to use it.
Yeah.
You know how easy it is to get Tom? He don't even remember what he was talking about.
This is episode 1. I mean, I think we did really good on the pilot. Now it's really just let it go.
I mean, that was as tight as it's ever going to be. This is a problem.
Yeah. This is. I mean, we got to go fucking straight Elsa on this, right? Just let it go. Yeah, exactly. So let me tell you the story. Let me
go ahead.
Tell you the story about mining Bitcoin. A couple years ago, was called out to do a remediation of a school district. They were hit with ransom 2 weeks before graduation.
Yeah.
So we get out there, we send a team out there. We start helping the school district rebuild their environment, rebuilding workstations, servers, blah, blah, blah. So I go to look at one of the guys there brings something to my attention. And so I'm like, okay. So I start looking at this log file of some things, right? And so I'm looking at this log file, and I'm like, I start noticing like Bitcoin miners being downloaded, and some other things being downloaded with it as well. And so I'm like, man, I want to look at this computer, right? So during that time, I had a little bit more I was more in tune with the forensic side of it than I am now. Unfortunately, being out of it, you don't get to utilize what you know as much as you used to. So at the time, I was a little bit smarter than I am now, and I know it's kind of weird, but it is what it is. So so I started looking at this computer, and I'm looking at things, and in the process of the investigation, it turned out that a couple of the IT guys got together and figured they would turn over the summer, they would turn certain machines in the environment into Bitcoin miners.
Oh man.
And no one would be the wiser, right? I mean, if you think about it, it's a pretty smart fucking play, right?
They didn't have any EDR or anything on there? Obviously.
No. I mean, a couple years ago, EDR really wasn't. I mean, you had like Silence and Carbon Black and and maybe CrowdStrike, a couple of it wasn't as prevalent as it is now, right?
Yeah.
So we through the investigation, like I was saying, come to find out, a couple of the IT guys got together and they were like, you know what? We're gonna download some Bitcoin miners. We're gonna load it on, machines around the school district, and we're just gonna let them mine Bitcoin all summer, and we'll be able to remote into them. They set remote access up to these machines so that they could remote into them during the summer. They had a plan.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but what they didn't realize is and they downloaded like 2 or 3 different Bitcoin miners. There's a whole bunch of miners out there, right? But what they didn't realize is when one of the ones that they downloaded carried a payload with it, and so when they went to test it to see what they needed to do, whatever the case was, it popped that payload and just wreaked havoc.
And their worst nightmare. I mean, probably even worse than their worst nightmare came true.
Yeah. I mean, it was, and I'm not talking about some fucking podunk school district in the thumb glove of Michigan, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking a very large independent school district in the country. And so one of the largest school districts in the company, to be exact, so
well, actually, to be specific.
yeah. I mean, to be specific, it was in this state. And if you think about the largest city in that state, no.
But you didn't say anything, though.
No. And so it was funny to look at this and watch these guys unfold. And
you were there too, like CSI, like watching it, unfolding it as it's happening.
Yeah. And it was fun because there was a specific machine that I wanted to look at and get an image of, so we could get that image back to the forensics group and have them run a full analysis of it. And so one of my colleagues that used to work here, Aaron Summerstein, he was sitting in front of me. We're sitting at this conference room table, and I'm sitting, here, and one of the main culprits of the IT group was sitting behind me. And so we're talking, and I'm going through, I've got my computer up, and I'm looking at these logs, and I'm like, I want to look at this computer. I want to look at this computer. And so I said, can somebody tell me where this computer is? And nobody answered. And so I'm like, I'm looking around, and then the whole table's full of people, right? And from the school district, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, anybody? No one knows where this computer is.
It just got legs, and it just disappeared.
And well, and so so I asked again. I'm like, look, I really want to look at this computer. Does anybody know where this computer is? And then come to find out, one of the guys at the table was like, oh, I think that's one of the computers down in the IT shop. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's go get this computer.
Oh, but it's down in the IT shop. So.
And nobody got up, nobody did anything.
Yeah.
And the whole time, the guy sitting behind me, the coworker Aaron, was sitting there looking at me. The whole time, the guy behind me was like, he had his head down. Aaron was like, yeah, I literally watched him mouth, "Oh fuck." And
Aaron's the type of guy that he would A, not lie about that, and B, he would pick up on something like that. So he would have
said that. So finally, after a couple minutes of round robin trying to get somebody to go get this computer and nobody getting up to do anything, the one of the main head guys stands up and goes, I'm going to go down to the IT shop and I'm going to ransack that fucking room until I find this computer, unless somebody comes with me.
Yeah.
And finally, you know, a couple of the guys got up, and that one guy sitting behind me gets up and he's like, okay, I know where it's at. And they walk out, and then they bring me the computer. And so they bring the computer up. We take it to a secured room that nobody had access except for the emergency management group and a couple of those people. And so we go into that room, and I'm like, hey guys, you know, just go ahead and pull an image of the hard drive, a full forensic image of it, and then we'll send it out for analysis. So I'm sitting in this, you know, sitting in the main room, and I'm not sure if it was Aaron or somebody else goes, Tom, you need to come look at this. And I'm like, okay. So I walk in, and he opens up the case of the computer, and he's like, there's 2 hard drives sitting in the computer. One clearly is not like the other. The one on top is clearly was placed in there for whatever reasons, right? So
nefarious reasons.
yeah. So you know, and now, you know, forensics was done on it, and you know, analysis was done on it, and that was one of the main computers that they were trying to set up to use for Bitcoin, to mine Bitcoin. And so it was
now they mine license plates at your local prison.
You know what though, man? I don't know what happened with that. I don't know.
And that's
I did have the superintendent, like the day before we were supposed to leave. He pulls me into a meeting, and he's like, you know, what do you think of my IT staff? And I'm like, well, I mean, for the most part, they're good people. You know, you have one of the issues that we ran into is something that we run into on a lot of sites is um and I know I'm going off on a tangent, but we'll fucking circle back around in a minute. But one of the things that when we go to a really big site, and you'll see this if you haven't seen it already, but is sometimes there's interagency squabble, right? Between even in the same department, like IT department, right? You'll have a server group, you'll have a desktop group, you'll have a whatever group, and so that's what was going on, right?
Yeah.
We would ask the server group for something, and they would fucking balk, and they would, you know, and until I had to really start yelling at people, excuse me, before they would really start doing something. Um, so, so we had that, huh?
I was going to say, I mean, well, it's not surprising, especially if they all kind of know something's going on. They're like, well, Carl's been mining Bitcoin illegally with school property.
Well,
You know?
it was only like 3 or 4 people, and one was in the server group. A couple
Only 4 people in the gang. Only.
Yeah, only 4, right?
There's only 4 embezzling, using basically embezzling. You're using, public funded equipment to. I mean, very creative, very efficient. Maybe it's something that school districts across the country should be doing, especially during, the summertime. Generate some revenue, get the kids some pencils. Maybe
Can you imagine that?
Great. Yeah, I mean,
you can make a ton of money mining Bitcoin over the summer. You're utilizing resources
that are unutilized otherwise. So anyway, 1 second, breaking news, new company coming out. Okay, we're starting a new company. We're going to help folks utilize unutilized resources to mine Bitcoin. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Well, we're going to need investors.
Oh, yeah, we
so
hear that?
Anybody's interested?
Wait, no, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one.
Oh my God.
No. It's better when it's wrong, right? Yeah, see? It only took me 8 tries.
Why don't you label those buttons, man? Just label them.
Because I want to change them. Oh, and it would be too Aaron,
Okay. Yeah.
Crickets. It only took me 5 tries.
5 tries to find the crickets.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, it was really good. But I bring up that story because it goes into exactly what we've been talking about, right? Cryptocurrency and ransomware. Believe it or not, it's majorly in play with each other. Not just because people want, the bad guys want cryptocurrency to pay for the ransom, right? but the mining of the Bitcoin or Monero or whatever it is that's being mined out there, some of that stuff, when these people download these so-called Bitcoin miners, who knows what's attached to it? And this school district learned the hard way,
Yeah.
and these people learned the hard way on what's right and what's wrong when it comes to
I'd say.
money. I mean, fuck it, it's all wrong.
I think the biggest lesson is that you should be utilizing your resources and not allowing your employees to beat you to the punch. But anyway, well,
Yeah,
that's not the
exactly.
lesson.
No, I wouldn't think so, but
Look how fancy we are. But look how pathetic this is. How many ads? Like, so where's the story again? It's like, oh, the story's like right here.
Well, you don't know where, you don't know where the story begins and the
And what is it? Look, I think, am I having a seizure? I'm not. I mean, I'm not making fun of people. I'm saying, am I trying to read a story? Am I having a seizure? I mean, because I just want to read something here. Here we go. Look at it. Up. Claim the offer.
Yeah.
All right. So I was
Yeah,
trying to be.
you are talking about Bloomberg though too. So,
Well, what's your preferred news site?
I know.
Do we have to have a paid membership? Is it private?
Probably. I don't. Well, it is. I mean, obviously, look, try 3 months for 50 cents per week.
What is yours? Freedomamerica.org. Which one's yours?
I don't listen to the news.
You don't listen. We are the news.
Like I'll read, like, what is it, Tech Radar or something along those lines.
So crypto tracing, you see that? U.S. plans to counter the ransomware attacks through crypto tracing. So it goes to touch. If you're doing things, nefarious things, you want to buy some green or you want to do something, that's one thing. Okay. I don't think the FBI is looking for people buying, cannabis.
What the fuck just happened? I don't know what happened.
No.
There we go. What did you do?
I can make an excuse up, but I think you know me better by now. I fat thumbed it.
Okay. And you brought up a very good, very, very good thing about cannabis, right? It's the same thing that, like, with cryptocurrency. So it's all about laundering the money that you receive, right? So cryptocurrency, how you launder that, you send it from wallet to wallet to wallet to wallet to wallet. You split it. You do all that stuff.
Yep.
The cannabis industry is laundering. It's really doing the same thing. Only it's they're buying houses with it.
Oh yeah, no, and well, they're. I think the difference is they're forced to, because they have to operate in gray area. There's dispensaries here in Las Vegas that, for a while, when there was no volatility in the Bitcoin market, in the crypto market, they were actually accepting credit cards, but they weren't just accepting credit cards. Where is the exchange? What they were doing is it was a crypto exchange that was accepting the credit money and exchanging it via Bitcoin. And then, they were able to wash it and rinse it themselves. So they're being forced to commit, money laundering using crypto just so they can operate a legal business, but they have to use illegal instruments and ways to do so. But they actually are forced to do it. So, that's another way that a government's supporting the black market in a way, because they just won't allow, an actual legal business with a legal license to use an actual bank account.
But that's our federal government at its best.
Federal government never does anything wrong, Tom. I'm so tired of you talking about Uncle Sam. Okay?
My bad.
Jesus Lord. Wait, I'm going to get it right.
Okay, yeah. You got that
one right. 2 for 2.
You got that one right.
Yeah.
I love the crypto side of things, because, man, it is so volatile and then so crazy, and yet we are 100% dependent upon it.
We're actually having an announcement to make. Me and Tom are starting Cybercoin, and it has a market cap of $1 million, But the $1 million is more like real fiat in the sense that it doesn't exist. So what we need you to do is just give us your money. And right when you go to cash out, we're going to have a technical difficulty and we'll shut the business down. But don't worry, we'll get back to you.
Wait, what was that? That happened recently, didn't it?
Yeah, on every major cryptocurrency exchange that's not coin and the other one that people use, because they're too big in that way to fail. But all the other ones, you'd be surprised. There's like 24-year-olds starting these exchanges, and they have market caps of 350 million or $1 billion, and then overnight just vanishing, gone into Eastern Europe or Russia. No one knows where $353 million went. And
so like when I started really kind of getting into understanding what Bitcoin is and all that other stuff, they keep talking about at some point Bitcoin, they're going to be able to it will stop being made, right? There's no longer going to be able to make or to mine Bitcoin.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck that means.
I think it means when
and when is that going to happen?
No, when the water gets to such a high level that it takes over all the data centers in the Carolinas, then the crypto mining is done and the world's over. I think that's what they're saying.
And and that was
there's no cap on the Bitcoin. It's bullshit. It's so when would it stop? When there's no more video cards? I mean, really?
No, but I mean, even if there's no more, I mean, you can still mine Bitcoin with the cards that you currently have. Let me see something.
You ever tried to mine with 52 deck?
No.
That was a bad dad joke, but kind of funny.
Yeah.
Here we go. I paid a lot of money for that sound effect, and it's fully paid off, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The American way. Leverage debt all the way.
So apparently Bitcoin will stop being made at 21 when there's 21 million Bitcoins.
I don't know how it can really ever be used outside of a store of value, only because of like Ethereum and Stellar. These other ones actually have contractual foundations built in to be used in the contract world. What are people going to do? Like, how much is a latte? Well, it's 1/1,000,000th of a half of a fourth. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense because once they stop, one coin's gonna be worth 500 million, $500,000, $1 million in the future, and we're gonna be trading in fractions. It just doesn't make any sense, honestly. They haven't figured that part out, and it is too volatile. It's never gonna not go from, it always goes from 5,000 to 25,000 to 15,000 to 30, and then it does this like 10 to 20,000 swing. But
yeah,
talk about volatility. I mean,
they say that it takes about 10 minutes to mine one Bitcoin. And this thing, the final Bitcoin is unlikely to be mined until around the year 2140.
What? Yeah, but how easy is it to mine one Bitcoin?
I don't know. It's fucking.
Like, how many video cards do you need? 4,000? How many birds and ecosystems in Florida do you have to kill?
I don't know, man. It says 72 terawatts of power to mine.
You said 72 land mass of animals?
Yeah, terawatts. How many animals equal a terawatt? I don't even know what the fuck a terawatt is.
I know what terawatt means. Sounds like a fucking dinosaur.
I know.
Oh my god, watch out for the terawatt.
It takes 72 pterodactyls to fucking mine a Bitcoin.
Hey, we're not wrong.
No.
Dinosaurs turn into oil or some shit. Fossil fuel.
Fossil fuel, yeah. So how many Bitcoin?
Those are real laughs, actually. We have an audience. Tom has a few people. I have a few people. That's very genuine.
Yeah. We've got a dedicated group of people just to laugh at us uncontrollably.
That's how much money this podcast makes. Just to let you know the numbers we're dealing with right now. Last episode, we celebrated our 100th view. Okay?
Did we?
Do you know what kind of fucking money that is? When you talk to us, you better put respect on our name, okay? Because we've made negative $500. Wow. No, actually, if you were to factor in everything, I think we've lost. We're negative 10 grand collectively. But anyway, yeah, no, we did. I think like 150 views. on YouTube. But
that's pretty good, man. I mean, I think I'm like 50 of them.
I'm a good 75.
Okay, so I mean, we're close. I mean, we got a good 25 people watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna be putting it on the audio platforms, but seems everyone uses YouTube and one way or the other.
Why not? So look, so right now there's which I don't understand why they think. So there's 18 million, almost 19 million Bitcoins in existence right now.
Yeah.
And they say it caps out at 21 million.
And it's going to take another 120 years to.
How the fuck did they come up with those numbers? I guess they figure it takes 10 minutes to mine one coin.
Yeah, but what I don't get is how Bitcoin's only been out for 11 years. It's already at saturated 97% of its total potential. It doesn't make it easy, but then it's going to take another. What I'm saying is it took 11 years to get to 97% of its total potential, but it's going to take another 110 or 15 years to reach the remaining 3% at 10 minutes per. It doesn't make no sense.
No, that doesn't make sense.
No, that doesn't. I didn't pass a lot of math courses, but I can tell you that doesn't make sense.
I mean, I passed a couple, but they weren't fucking high math courses, and even I can figure that shit out. It doesn't make sense.
Tom, when he graduated high school, I think what were you 28, and you're like, I graduated, I got geometry. In Appalachia, things work a little bit different. High school starts around 9.
Hey, look, let me tell you something. My high school, when I started going to when the high school that I started going to,
I'm a Yankee, by the way, so
we were called, we were jokingly called Cornfield High because we were surrounded by a cornfield.
Yeah, they're like, build it and they will come,
Yeah. Field of dreams, baby.
What was your graduating class, by the way? Let's talk about that.
How many people?
Yeah, I mean, 3.5, 5. What was it?
Oh, fuck you, dude. There was like 100.
He said, fuck you. That's good. I did it.
I think there was, I think I had 100 and some.
No, I'm jealous, though, honestly, because mine had literally like 950. And do you know what it's like to graduate 949? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I was sweating it to get my name called. You know what I mean?
I mean, no, we were in the last minutes, and I had to pass one test, and I think, if I'm not certain, I was still wearing a gown taking my final test, and everyone was walking, and at the last minute, I was like, no, I passed.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure I was right there with you.
Yeah, but we're here, right? I mean, and that's kind of look, defending the nation's infrastructure. No worries.
Almost let's see, I graduated in 94. So I'm almost 30 years.
What was your favorite song when you graduated? When you were playing in the Iraq Camaro, what did you have?
True. I had a Honda Excel.
That's fucking cool. And what were you playing? What was your song of choice?
I don't remember. I mean, I think back in those days, I was listening to a lot of what we would call now old school R&B.
Go for it. Who?
What?
Who was it?
I don't know. I mean, like Boys to Men.
Okay.
A New Edition. Keith Sweat. I mean,
yeah, dude. All right. Let's turn up the temperature in here. Tom's talking about his favorite music. You didn't expect that out of the Appalachian Apple, did you?
No, man. You didn't know, man. I go.
Well, I'm going to tell you, growing up in New Jersey, my favorite was Garth Brooks. And, don't worry, we're not going to fuck it up too much here. No, I actually grew up listening to Boys to Men too. I grew up in Philadelphia, and that's pretty cool that you grew up to the same thing. So 94, you had a Excel. That's not a spreadsheet.
No, a Hyundai.
A Honda. A Hyundai. He was investing in South Korea long before it was popular. Congratulations!
Yeah, man, that was the biggest piece of shit.
One of my first cars actually was a Hyundai Accent, and I got it for $400.
Yeah.
It had like hail damage, and we bought it because it was cheaper than airplane tickets, and we took it to spring break, and I found a way to just keep it for like another 5 years afterwards, and it got like 40 miles a gallon, but when trucks drove by, you had to hold on because the car.
Yeah, I think my it was a 1990 or 92 Honda Excel 5-speed manual.
MSRP $3,595.
I think we paid like $2,000 for it. It was used. It would get me to point A to point B. It wound up dying on me because one of my enemies, which I had many at the time, dumped
Young men tend to.
dumped sugar down my gas tank, and yeah. So that wasn't a pleasant experience.
Was the enemies was it female or male?
Oh, male.
Okay.
Male, yeah. That's a completely different podcast.
That's a different podcast.
Not even the Cyber Zone type of podcast.
Speaking of podcasts, didn't you do a podcast today?
I did, man. I did. I'll have to get the information for us so we can post it. But
we'll have the link down below, so don't worry.
Yeah. We'll put the link out. Really. So when I started at the company that we're at right now, one of the first projects that I went on was it was a Fortune 500 company. I know that because they told us all the fucking time. Oh, we're a Fortune 500 company. Blah 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 blah. So, a big company. We were the little fish at the time. This was kind of our first, maybe. I think it was my first big project. I think it was the PBR side of it, the second project that we had ever done. I'd only been at the company for less than 3 weeks. I started in the like right after Memorial Day. In September, and then we immediately jumped jumped down into Miami, towards the end of which I spent my birthday down in Miami. Great time. Got a nice little tattoo deal out of it.
Was that the eventful Miami, or that was a different?
No, that was the one where after that I quit drinking.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
No smiling.
yeah. No. It was a
it always seems to come up though, is all I'm saying. It always is like it's like the big M, Miami.
Yeah, that's the big Miami trip. So anyway, I met this guy, Robert. Robert was brought in to kind of help facilitate some things and do some to help kind of help out and do some things behind the scenes and really help us and help the client and all this other stuff. And so Robert and I have kind of maintained contact with each other over the years. And so he reached out to me. He saw our podcast on LinkedIn, and he reached out and he's like, "Hey man, great job on the podcast. Y'all did a good job. Let's talk. I'd love to get you on mine and really talk about what PBR does and talk about what you all do." So So that was today. It was a nice, 30 minute conversation about what we do, what we look for when we want to hire somebody. We talked a little war story about that, about how much fun that project was to work on. I'm gonna have to. I know. I'm horrible at this. So
hey, Robert, this is your friend. So
don't
worry, we'll have the link in there. And we don't want him to paraphrase the whole podcast, right, Tom? So let's let the link.
Yeah, as soon as I can get the link out, as soon as it comes live from him, I will we'll post it in the comments.
Stop laughing.
I know.
Do you see that? Do you see the power I have? Laugh. Stop. Okay. Just remember that the leadership power I hold.
I know. Yeah, man. It's. I'm gonna have to get the information for you. You kind of caught me off guard here on talking about the podcast.
Sorry, I was somewhere today, but I can't tell you where.
Pretty much.
Intermittent brain farts. Listen, the frequencies up there in the elevation. What are you, 11,000 feet up there in the Appalachians? I mean, it starts to get pretty thin.
No, I think I'm like 600.
Really?
Yeah. I'm in the middle. I'm in a valley, man.
Fuck out of here. I thought you lived in the holler. I'm
sorry. I am in the holler.
I'm a Yankee. Okay. I was half there. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You do live in the holler. No idiot lives on top of the mountain,
I mean, trust me, I'd love to live on top of a mountain.
You got a full set of mouth, that's what, you can't be up there. How are you going to get to the
I'm good to go. I just pull that shit out myself.
I got to be the stereotypical Yankee. Come on. If we just talked about taxes and paraphrase other people's podcasts, what the fuck were we doing here?
I know. No, we'd be boring.
Yeah. Well, singular.
That'd be boring.
I'm just fucking around. No, this is listen, we spent an hour. I think the ransomware and crypto, we skimmed the surface and
I don't even think we touched a percentage of it.
Well, we said we were gonna have fun, and it looked like this episode was more fun than the educational aspect of it.
And there was dude, we're gonna have to there's so much stuff that we missed, man. There's so much stuff that we could talk about, the Kaseya attack.
Yeah, we'll start getting some bread and butter. We'll start peeling back the layers and really dig into the onion and start getting some tears going. So
yeah, we definitely need to. Maybe we need to throw up another one early September or August is gonna be a shitty month for me. I'm full blown. I got 2 vacations.
In a couple of days. Yeah. So hey, if we could squeeze one in, we'll squeeze one in. If we can't, we can't. By the time you'll be listening to our next episode, your kids will be in school. It might be wet and miserable already where you are at, but you know what? Chin up.
Yeah.
Because we're in that weird time where you still feel like there's so much summer left, and it's the end of July. As soon as that first week of August kicks in, you go to sleep, you wake up, it's September 15th. What the fuck happened?
I know, man. And then like I said, I'm out I'm on vacation the second week of August and the last week of August, and it's just like
essentially the whole month.
We got school, man.
Yeah.
Then school starts.
I'm going back to school, cybersecurity degree.
Yeah, I am. No shit, man. I'm
at WGU. I got a $100 finder fee. He's coming in, and he's finally going to learn something.
Yeah, no, I've applied to the local community college here. They've got an associate's degree and associates of science degree in cybersecurity, and I'm gonna go get my fucking degree on.
I think that's what he's been missing, and I'm excited for him, and I congratulate him because this is the missing piece. Now he could finally move up in the space.
Yeah, and that's key. I mean, well, what sucks, right? Because I don't have a degree. I joined the Army instead of pursuing a college degree. I went to I went the Army route or the military route.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all.
No,
and in the cyberspace, there's two people. There really is the people who didn't go to college, and then the people who did go to college.
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you one thing though. I was told by somebody not the other day, but a while ago, we were talking about pay and not just pay, but we're also talking about roles and responsibilities and what your job title should be and stuff like that. And he looked at me with a straight face and said, just because he had a degree, now his degree was in fucking basket weaving or whatever it was, but he told me that because he had a degree, he should be paid more and have a better title than I did because I didn't go to school. And I was like, bro, that's some.
If that's just the reason and that's how you explained it, not only should you not even have the job that you have now that you're trying to jump from, you shouldn't be in a conversation with that kind of fucking attitude. That's such an immature attitude that makes zero sense, honestly. Yeah. Especially in our space, because plenty of people have certifications and degrees and don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You know what I mean? So
look at the news every day, brother. Every day you've got people with certifications. You've got people with degrees and like you said, have zero fucking idea what they're talking about.
Certifications help me, start to chew on, on things and chew on them and really start the conversation. But that's all it is. It's not the conversation. It's an appetizer, and that's what people need to realize. It's if you're nowhere and you got to start somewhere and you have nowhere to go, get a certification, see if you like, don't jump into an industry. If you don't even that's what I actually think the certification is good for. The kind of trial to see if you even have the mental capacity or aptitude or willingness to want to do it. And so that's how I used the certification. I had the Security Plus, and I didn't think it was going to be my end all be all at all. I knew that most people frowned upon it, and honestly, they're like, well, whatever. It's just a requirement if you're in the DoD, or it's just really resume bling at best, and most people already frown upon it. But I wanted to see if I really had the appetite, and so. If you look at it as an appetizer, not the main course, you're okay. But I think the problem is the folks who collect all the certifications and they think it's everything. And a lot of those people on LinkedIn, and some of you are probably watching right now. Yeah. I'm not talking about you, but I might. I don't know. That's up to you. A lot of these people on LinkedIn have tons of certifications, even these LinkedIn certifications, which honestly, you're wasting your fucking time. Nobody gives a fuck. About the Security Plus I paid $1,000 for with training and certification costs. They sure as hell don't care about a free LinkedIn fucking, you know how to click left, right. They just don't. So, but the people who just keep collecting these things, they hurt the industry. They hurt the actual certifications that help as an entry level way, but they really hurt you ultimately because they give you this false sense of ability. And when you find yourself in the middle of a response and you have no fucking knowledge because you've read a few pages in a book, then you at least hopefully will start to realize that now your education starts and it was really just your ticket to get inside the door. But a lot of people even then still think they fucking know everything and it's a joke. So
yeah, I mean, the thing is and like Robert and I were talking about earlier is the cybersecurity industry is constantly changing. And if you don't think that if you think because you've got a degree that you don't need to continue your education and continue learning, or you go out and get some BS certification, you're done, man.
You know what, Tom? You just don't know about the legacy at Robert Morehouse Random University in the middle of California, Pennsylvania.
Apparently not.
You don't know. In 1996, the California Science Program was rated 9,030. Okay,
yep.
And that is still relevant. I graduated in 1996 with a computer science degree where we learned how to program a Texas T9 instrument calculator, and that's still relevant today. So you watch your fucking tone. Like literally, people will be like, "I have a computer science degree from 1989." What the fuck does it even mean?
I mean,
like, but not for nothing. Like, really, though. Like, what did you learn? You definitely can run circles around me on Excel, but what else did we do? I mean, because you know what I mean? Because I'm not good at Excel, but I can still get there. It might take you 5 minutes to do the document. It takes me a half hour, but we're still getting it fucking done. Yep. I don't know how to do it's something ever since I was a kid, even playing Oregon Trail on my Commodore 64. I had all the time in the world to learn how to use Excel. There's no excuse why I don't know how. It's not that I don't know how. I never had the willingness to want to learn it. And,
I think for me, a lot of it was, it's not the willingness to learn. I've got the willingness to learn, but there's just been other things that I've been focused on.
Well, I mean, like when I was younger, a spreadsheet. When
I was growing up, fucking, what was Excel? We didn't have Excel when I was growing up.
Well, when I was growing up, it was just coming out. And, to me, I was just like, there's nothing in that. But someone should have told me, Ed, you're going to be making money off this fucking thing. Like you need to know this. And I didn't see any correlation. And that's a breakdown sometimes in the public schools because they just say, hey, do this. But they don't say, hey, do this because, and this could mean this, that, or that. My
sophomore year in high school, I took a keyboarding class on a fucking typewriter.
I believe it. Yeah.
So, computers were just then really coming out.
And it goes back to what we're saying is if you had a degree from 1989 or you even have a certificate from 2007, the shit changes so much so fast that even my Security Plus that I had just got, they already changed it to a new version. And a third of my Security Plus now isn't even relevant because now it's all cloud focused and cloud based.
Yeah, and especially now, man, and things are moving so fast in our industry. Cryptocurrency wasn't even a thing a few years ago. Look at it now; it dominates the ransom industry.
And we talk about things changing so fast that we talk about it from even a conceptual standpoint of architecture. We do other stuff in the space that we're doing. There's different things that we do in the incident response space or post breach remediation. But I just lost my train of thought.
Doesn't surprise me.
I just lost my train of thought. Again. Oh no, this is what I was going to say is that it changes so much that people even expect that when they do the right thing and they do build the right system and they think they did everything right. And they even consult professionals like ourselves. And I use the term loosely. They expect that now you are going to never have any problems.
No, not a chance.
Technology changes every day. The minute you left and you built that architectural design, you need to know that there's already a weakness because I couldn't identify it at the time because it wasn't there, but the next day it was. But at least you have something that's fortified, and that's the difference. Most people are operating with no fortification. Is that even a word? We'll find out. But you need to have something, you have to be fortified, and it's about being fortified to put yourself in the best possible scenario to mitigate the most amount of damage. It's not about even stopping everything necessarily. It's about containing and stopping, and alerting and having a system in place that can do that. So I think it's important.
You have to have the essential backbone. right?
Yeah.
Of the environment has to be a certain way.
Has to have a
And
spine.
yeah, if you don't have that, then you're wide open. And so that's it. It's
But
key
if
to,
you have it though, it doesn't mean that you're impenetrable.
oh gosh, no, because I mean, look at all the updates. Look at, you have to keep everything up to date. You have to keep everything patched. You have to keep,
Your
you know,
users educated.
yeah. Oh my gosh, that's a whole podcast in
You
another.
have a $1 billion airplane, right? But if the government doesn't know how to utilize it and there's no one to fly it, what do you have? So you got to know how to actually
Really
fly
big
it.
paperweight.
You got exactly. You got a big paperweight. So
So yeah, so yeah, not to get off on a tangent. I know we're over an hour, so just I think we've got a lot that we can continue to discuss on future episodes around
yeah, for years.
around everything. I mean, geez, Louise, the
Yes. Stay
sky's the
tuned.
limit.
Yeah, stay tuned, guys. We're gonna cut it here. That's it. That's a wrap. It's been an hour for Tom and I. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. The episodes are only going to get better.
Yeah, and I'm old and need a nap, so leave me alone.
He needs a nap. You could see him crashing. He's been working out. Life is hard for him. So please drop a comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Even if you want to joke around about it, it's fine. That's okay. Give us a like. Keep it coming. We'll
If
keep
you
the
don't-
content coming. You can joke about us behind our backs. It's fine. Just at least give us a like, can you? Okay.
In this day and age, I think I'm getting used to it.
Yeah. So just talk the shit. Your ear must be tickling a lot these days, especially.
If and even if you don't like it, tell us why you don't like it.
I like that, Tom. Please say, you know what? I don't like this. I think you're wrong about that. Interact with us. You know where the comment section is. Stop being a miserable fuck. Leave us a comment. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. Interact with us. We'll see you next time. Have a good August. We'll see you sometime around the end or in the beginning of September. And remember, folks.
What are they remembering?
I glitched out, actually.
I saw that. You just completely just locked up.
Actually, what happened was that you were supposed to say something.
Oh.
And you dropped the ball.
I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
You were in the zone. Now you're out of the zone. Keep your passwords updated. Keep your patches going. Update your stuff. And keep your computer away from sunlight because mine's recently exploded because of the exposure. But anyway, who's talking about that? Because I wanted to blame something else, but I noticed that I had the window open and I had 110-degree Las Vegas desert heat hitting down. And now my $3,000 MSI is combusted and it's rolling on wheels and duct tape right now.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
So we'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, comment. We'll see you on the other side. You were in the cyber zone, and now you're out.
Have a good one, guys.